when we meet people, they still ask us when they're developing an app, should I focus on iOS or Android? Well, back in the day, these used to be a large cost because the code had to be written separately. But there's cross-platforms development tools at the moment which allow us to write iPhone and iOS code at the exact same time, with little changes between the two. Now, unless you truly have real budgetary constraints for your app, or you've actually done some real market evaluation and understood who your customers are and what devices they're using, I would always say go for both apps. By picking one over the other, you're actually alienating more than half the market depending on which way you go. Now, according to last year's statistics, there is about 10.5 million Android devices in Australia and about 8 million iOS devices. So in the future, when you're building your app, something to consider is that you can go cross-platform, get great experience like you would on native code, not exactly like native code, but close enough, and you'll cover majority of the market by using both. Probably the only exception to this rule that I would say is if you're going for tablet only. Tablet only, I would focus on iPad predominantly because that's what everyone uses and goes for. There are cheaper alternatives and probably more Android devices, but not many people know of them. Most people call their tablet an Android, not an Android device, an iPad anyway. So something to keep in mind is always go for both platforms and don't alienate users unless you really know that 90% of your users are going to be focusing on one or the other.